it in the park, doing it after dark. Oh yeah, Rock Creek Park. Oh yeah. Mm. Doing it in the park, doing it after dark. Oh yeah, yeah, Rock Creek Park. Oh yeah, Rock Creek Park. Doing it in the park, doing it after dark. Oh yeah, at Rock Creek Park. Oh yeah, at Rock Creek Park. Doing it in the dark. Doing it in the park. Yo, what up, what up, what up? Come on in, make sure you guys hit that like button. I'm gonna chop it up real quick, because I gotta, what time is it? 2:52. Gotta jump on a members only live stream in about an hour, and I'm cooking dinner, so come on in. What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on? All right, boom. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. Ain't gonna be on here for long. For all the members, make sure y'all jump over to the members only at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're gonna do a special stream over there at 4. Get to this money. Raphael Israel, what's up? To become a member, you just hit the join button on either the main channel page, or you should see a join button under any video. Mike G says, getting rough out here, only the strong survive. Hey, man, it's been rough out here. I've been telling people only the strong survive. You know, when I first started telling people that, business was cutthroat, and, I started telling people how you really gotta be, and then one of my employees came and told y'all how, cutthroat and, shrewd and things of that nature. That's just business, and I don't really look at it as, well, I guess you can look at it as shrewd. Uh, uh, you have to stand on top of your business, because people will take advantage of you. A lot of people get taken advantage of, like a lot of these OTR guys, they get taken advantage of by the brokers. A lot of people that run, final mile get taken advantage of by the 3PLs, because they don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? They don't know any better, and they scared to open their mouth. Pause. But today I want to talk about individuals. You know what I'm saying? As far as here's the thing. A lot of people want to get into this business, or just business period. And man, let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it a buck. See, I'm gonna tell you what ain't nobody else gonna tell you. And I'm gonna tell you why don't nobody else want to tell you. A lot of your favorite people that you look up to for content, they not gonna tell you certain things, because ultimately they want you to buy into whatever it is they selling. And there's nothing wrong with that. If I got a store and I'm selling a product, I don't want to insult you, because I'm gonna turn you away from the sale, right? If I run a high end boutique, and you come in with a sweatsuit from Walmart, and I run a consignment shop, and everything that I got in my consignment shop is high end, Hermes, Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Christian Dior, I could judge you and be like, yo, this ain't for you, but that may offend you, and I may lose out on the sale. I don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You could have a bag, but I'm judging you, based off, your appearance. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't got shit to sell you. So at the end of the day, from what I see, and I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck. You can get mad all you want. I don't care. a lot of people that come into this business, just business in general, you know good and goddamn well you ain't no business owner. You know this shit. You know you ain't gonna go out here and do what you supposed to do. You plan. You know this. It's just like the individual who, the reason why a lot of companies now charge you for your your background, right? Back in the day, once upon a time, for those who ain't been around that long, there was once upon a time back in the day, you could go apply for a job, or let's say a contract as a business owner, and the company would front the cost of running your background. Now they charge it back to you. They make you go out either in a portal or they send you somewhere or whatever, send you to a website to run your background, and whatever that fee is, 25, 35, $50, you pay it up front, right? Because so many people would come apply for work or come apply for contracts knowing good and goddamn well that the background check is checking for criminal background. You already know what they checking for. But yet and still, you go through the background check with your fingers crossed, hoping. And I told y'all before, for a lot of y'all new people, y'all probably didn't see that hope content. I did a whole series on hope and how you can't do shit off hope when it come to business. You was hoping that for some strange reason that your background wasn't going to come through and that company wasted money background checking you when you knew you had felonies, when you knew you had the felonies that were going to ultimately disqualify you from the opportunity, but you wasted that company's money anyway. See, now you're not going to waste your money. You're not going to waste your money if they be like, all right, we're going to give you an opportunity. Here go this paperwork. Go to this website. Make sure you got a credit card with $50 on it. They're going to charge you $50 for your background check. Pay the $50. We'll be able to monitor. Once we get your background check, if everything is solid, then we're going to onboard you. The hiring manager will never see you upload that shit into the portal because you know good and goddamn well that you ain't gonna pass the background check. You're not gonna pass the drug test. So you're not gonna waste your $50. You're not gonna waste your money. And it's the same thing coming into the business. A lot of people, follow these trends and they see these other people talk about this shit and then they get all excited. But man, you already know. Check this out. If you wake up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon every fucking day, this ain't for you. You know you ain't shit. You know you lazy as all outdoors. If you constantly wake up in the middle of the day, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. You ain't built like that. You not even built to get up in the morning to go look for opportunities when you don't have one. Business starts early in the morning, and the real hustlers is up prior to the people who's getting up going looking for shit. So if business opens at 8 or 9 and you up at 7 so you could be somewhere at 8 or 9, that real hustler is up at 3. That real hustler is up at 3. I'm up 3:34 in the morning every day, whether I got some shit to do or don't. Every day. My body won't let me sleep. It don't matter how late I go to sleep. I'm up 3:34 in the morning anyway because I'm checking on the money, the pre-market. I got to see what's going on in the pre-market. Why? Because I'm trying to beat people to the punch. I'm trying to get to the bag early before retail gets up. You know you ain't cut like that. So why waste your time? You not just wasting everybody else's time, you wasting your time. You not wasting everybody else's time, you wasting your time. So be truthful to yourself. When I listen to people call up and shit like that, a lot of these people think that, oh, well, the reason why I'm lazy, the reason why I'm not motivated, you see how many people left? It went from like 130, 40 people in here down to 50. You know why? Those 100 people left because they were guilty. They were guilty. You know what? Because a lot of people think, well, you know what? I'm lazy. I don't put the effort in working for a company. But if it was my own business, I'll put that extra effort in. Bullshit. You know why? Because if you're not willing to put whatever the effort in is for a job that you're doing to make an honest living, you definitely ain't gonna work for yourself, because you're gonna have to work 50 times harder. And you're gonna have to compete. I always like to say compete. See, when you on your job, the only thing you competing for is a promotion. And 9 times out of 10, if you lazy, you're not even competing for that, because you're not gonna get it anyway. You just content with where you at. If you on the dishes, you content with being on the dishes. You ain't trying to move up to the fries and then to the burgers, then to the front, welcome to McDonald's, how can I help you? And then ultimately to the shift manager, and then maybe the fucking store manager. You ain't, that shit ain't, you ain't thinking about that. So if you know you lazy in the place where you at within the rat race, how you think you gonna come into a business? And the misconception that people have about business, oh, I'm gonna get this business and then I'm gonna give me a laptop and then I'm gonna be running my business. No, you're not. That's cap. You're gonna have to work a gazillion times harder, and even more harder, because there's gonna be animals out there that you gotta compete with. See how the room go down? See, they don't like hearing that. See, when I'm talking about bread and I'm talking about money, but when I'm telling people about themselves, they don't like these types of live streams, right? Because it's too real for them. We ain't even got no trolls. Notice the trolls ain't even trolling. You see what I'm saying? The trolls ain't even trolling. You can't even get the trolls to troll. So boom, you running a box truck. Let's stick with final mile. Let's stick with dedicated final mile. Let's stick with curbside final mile. It's just you and your box truck. What time you think loadout is at the dock? About 5:30, right? So that means you got to be up sometime around 3:30, right? You can pussyfoot around and get there late. I remember when we was in uh T-Force or Dynamics back in the day, and it would be contractors, guys would come in late. My guys would say, yeah, man, some contractors don't get there to 6:30, 7 o'clock. And those are the guys that are out all day. Those are the guys who, when other opportunities arise, they can't take advantage of them because they pussyfooting around. By the time they get there to the terminal, my trucks is pulling off. My trucks are at the terminal or at the facility by 5:30. They at my yard at 5. They at the terminal by 5:30. They at the terminal by 5:30. By 6:30, 7, they already gone from the terminal. They headed to their route, or some may be on their route. And then you got guys that are just getting there. So now when my guys are done, if there's other opportunities that arise and they want to make some extra money at a premium rate, because I know they've been out since 5:30 that morning, they have those opportunities. The guys who's getting up late, pussyfooting around, they don't have access to that. So when a lot of these guys become telling me, man, I got a cargo van, and I'm telling them, yo, you got to get a dedicated run, and then you have to, supplement the rest of your day. You know why a lot of these guys can't supplement? Because they get into the terminal too late. They get into the terminal too late, and then they can't finish their route, because in daylight savings time, they let in the dark. They letting the nighttime catch them, right? They not finishing their route in time because majority of the deliveries are going to businesses, corporate businesses, not retailers, and these places close at 5, right? And then check this out. We living in a different time period now, so the game has changed a little bit too. When you go to some of these corporate offices now, since you have a lot of people that are working on like a 60-40 remote schedule, meaning you'll have a multitude of people in the office 3 days a week, and then a multitude of people working from home 2 days a week. They'll go there on a Monday and Friday, and they'll get there on the tail end of their route. It won't be nobody there to get the package. And they thinking it's 3:30, 4:30, 4:45, and there's no one there. The few people who did come into the office, they left at 1:32. These facilities are a lot more lax. You're not getting there at 4:59 like back in the day, and somebody will take the. This shit is different now. Remember Natasha? Remember Natasha struggling with those 100 packages? Ever since that live, I ain't seen her back here no more. Ever since that live, I haven't seen her back here no more. A 100 pieces is nothing. 100 pieces ain't shit. You know why? Because when you compare it to a FedEx or you compare it to a UPS, it's nothing. I've had people work for me that could do 100 pieces and be back to the yard by before lunchtime. 50, 60, 70 stops, 150, 200 pieces and be back before lunchtime. Never had a claim, never had a customer say, oh, we didn't get the package. 100% completion rate. 4 hours you spending in the terminal trying to load a van. Why? Because you're not opening your mouth. You're getting sent off. You're not aggressive enough. Now you see the comparison of the montage live stream that I did the other day, and then compare it to a person like that. You see what it takes to get to the top versus an individual, and I'm not using her as a punching bag. I'm just doing a comparison and contrast. A person like that who's a little bit timid, not outspoken, not willing to demand what they want. Listen, if I'm in a terminal and my freight ain't there and this, that, and the third, I'm gonna be outspoken. I'm going in the dispatch office. I'm gonna raise holy hell to the point where, you know what? They ain't gonna want to hear my mouth. I understand my leverage. They need freight off the dock. See, this is what if I would have did if I was Natasha. You have to be a business person. You have to think, okay, let me think. They not helping me. I need help. I'm on the new. All right, I'm a woman. So let me nag like a woman. Let me continuously go in that office and nag them. I'm gonna nag them to the point where I need help, to the point where they gonna make sure that my shit is set up every single day when I come in here so that they don't have to hear my mouth. That's all she had to do. Keep bugging, keep nagging, keep bugging, keep nagging. Why? Because she didn't understand the leverage that she had, that they need her. The turnover rate for a lot of these contractor jobs, especially in that field, is high. You're there. They have a body they've already spent time. She spent money. They spent a little bit of money going through the onboarding process. She's already in there in the facility. Why would they lose a person that's already there? Nag them until they give you what you want, because you have to understand that they need you just as much as you need them. You need the bread, but they need the freight move. Who's more at risk? Okay, boom. Yeah, okay. If I don't perform, I'm still on the new. They're going to give me enough time to excel and get better. But guess what? Each day there's freight left on the dock. Somebody in this terminal has to report to their superiors, and their superior has to report to the retailer, because the retailer is keeping a track of the scan. They can look into the system and see, yo, we got a whole route that's still on the dock. Why? Why? Because at the POS, the point of sale is between the customer and the retailer. The customer doesn't understand the inner workings of the logistical system, that the company that they purchase something from is actually using a third party company to handle the delivery. So when they have a complaint, yo, I ordered this on the website, it says, man, my delivery will be today between 8 and 12. It's 1:30 p.m. and still ain't shit here. They're complaining to the retailer, right? So the retailer has to hear this from the customer, but the retailer has outsourced to a third party. So before it gets to that point, the retailer is looking like, yo, we got 3 routes that's left on the dock. Hey, Mark, what happened if she was outspoken and have an attitude and fire? Listen, you can't listen, as a contractor, it's hard to get fired. It's hard to get fired as a contractor, right? Especially in this niche. Outspokenness, man, I need help. I need my loads. Where are my loads? I've been waiting. You send me wait. You send somebody over. It's been 20 minutes. Ain't nobody coming. I gotta go. I gotta get on my route. It's getting late. Time is ticking. Time is ticking. I gotta go. Yo, what's up, man? It's been another 10 minutes. Buddy still ain't pulled these pieces for me. What's going on? Can somebody pull these pieces? Matter of fact, tell me where the pieces is and I'll go pull them myself. Trust me. And if they let you go, then guess what? Who's gonna have a worse day? Yeah, she may not make money, but ultimately someone's gonna have to report that to that retailer and be like, yo, why is all this freight still on the dock? They wasn't gonna fire her for being outspoken. I've never gotten, oh, you know what, Mark, we don't need your trucks no more. You talk too much. You demand too much. No. I've showed you emails. Sunday, if you watch the live stream, Sunday, I've showed you emails where I stood on business. Just because it's a 3PL with an email handle that says at Dynamics or at T-Force or at Sieve or at JB Hunt or at goddamn Pilot or at NAL or at CH Robinson. A lot of people, a lot of y'all, if the shoe don't fit, don't put it on. See these handles and see these people with these big companies and you get intimidated. How you going to get intimidated? Why are you getting intimidated? You got a business. You understand what it takes to, you need to run your business. Stand on it. Listen, everything ain't going to go in your favor. And if it don't go in your favor, you know what you do? Walk away. Some of y'all want to walk away. I showed you what walking away gets you. I showed you Sunday what walking away gets you. Yo, y'all offer me this. Y'all say I can run as many trucks as I want, but check this out. I appreciate it, but the rates that y'all offering, I don't think we can accept them at this time. Thank you for the opportunity. If anything else comes up, please let us know and we can revisit this conversation. Have a blessed day. And what did that happen? That email turned into, Mark, can you come into another meeting? Yeah, man, you know, we'll pay it. Now, it may be times where you may decline something and it may not go that way. But at the end of the day, if you understand what it takes to run your business, then you have to stand on that. Period. Listen, Mark ain't finna sit nowhere no long time. I've told you before, when my guys is out, if a customer is lying and they at a stop to do a delivery and they ringing the bell, 15 minutes, we gone. Time is money. Money is time. Hey, this is Julie calling from Nonstop Delivery. We got a customer on the phone that had a 8 to 12 window, and she got a missed voicemail and said the driver was there, and she's saying the driver never showed up. We need you to send your truck back. I said, no, that's not true. The truck was there. Well, the customer is saying that the driver never showed up. So we need you guys to go back and we need you to go there and deliver, because the customer's saying she's been there all day. That's not true. Matter of fact, what's your email, Julie? Oh, Julie at nonstopdelivery.com. All right, give me a second. All right, check your email. What's this you sending me? All right, open it up. It's a PDF, right? All right, CSV file. All right, do you have, okay, boom, open it up. It's 50 pages, exactly. You know what this is? This is the report. Every truck that I own has GPS tracking, all right? And I have a bunch of add-ons. We monitor the truck to the minute, and we can print out a report where the truck is at. Now, if you can see the customer that you're talking about, the truck sat there at 11:05. It sat there from 11:05 to 11:30. It idled right there. Oh, I do see that. I do see that. All right, so this is what I need you to do. Tell the customer that the truck was there. You can send her this proof. And matter of fact, I'm going to attach another email because I make sure that all my drivers take a picture when customers aren't there of the house and then a close-up of the address. So I'm sending you that now. You can attach this with it. Send her the copy of this report. They weren't there. I need you to pay us for that stop. You know what, man? No other contractor has this. I've never seen this, man. Man, kudos, man. You're a real business, man. We're definitely going to pay you for this stop, and we're going to charge it to the customer. So listen, and this is well, nah. Ashley, this off rip. Ashley, this is off rip. Listen, this is off ripple. This off ripple because guess what? That type of energy gotta start off rip. You know why? Because if you don't start it off rip, you're gonna be willing to accept anything off rip, and it's gonna end up costing you money. You in business to make money. Now, you may not be able to stand on shit the way you saw me standing on shit like that. But if you on the new one, you got one truck, and let's say like the Natasha, because I just think that's a great example. I'm not picking on it, but it's just a great example. I'm not finna be sitting in a warehouse all this time waiting and waiting and waiting because sometimes they'll just forget about you. Listen, there's other contractors there. It's a 3PL. It may be 50 other contractors there. Man, they're gonna forget about you. Closed mouths don't get fed, right? So at the end of the day, time is money for me, just like it is for them. They want productivity. I need to make sure that I'm productive for my business. Time is of the essence. I'm not gonna let anybody set me up for failure. The longer they made her wait and the longer she continued to wait, when she did finally get her shit, at the end of the day, that's a setup for failure. Why? Because it's going to get to the point where now she's 4 hours behind in her day. She's not going to be able to complete the route. And next day, they're not going to remember or even care that she was sitting there 4 days. They're going to hold her accountable because of the inefficiency. Well, man, you got to be vocal. You got to be vocal. You running your business. Ain't nobody gonna run it for you. So guess what? Me in that situation, I'm not sitting there. You know why? Because I know it's plenty of other opportunities. If you don't respect my time, then how can I respect you? I'm not gonna allow anybody to set me up for failure. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people gotta understand, yo, you know deep down in your heart if you cut out for this shit or not. This is the point that I'm trying to make from day one. You know that and if you are a lazy individual, you know you lazy. There's no way you're gonna go from being lazy to a fledgling successful business owner because the level of work ethic that comes with uh, 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 building a business, the consistency, the drive, the dedication, all of that comes with a lot of you gotta what's the word I want to use, man, you know what, you gotta have that shit in you, bro. You gotta have it in you, and if it ain't in you prior to starting a business, you just not gonna manufacture it out of thin air. That's what I want to say. It's not gonna manufacture, you're not gonna be able to manufacture out of thin air. And the proof is in the statistics. The proof is in the statistics. You know why? That's why majority of business owners fail. You may have some that have the hard work, the dedication, the drive, the tenacity, but they don't do the things that's what's best for them, like understanding their finances. Don't understand or don't know their cost per mile. Didn't do research prior to getting in. Came in with a high overhead, not understanding that the industry that they're entering into is the margins are very small. Not understanding, having a full understanding about what they're about to invest into. Not understanding what they're investing into. Or a combination of both. Not understanding what they're investing into and they lazy as hell. Those are the people that fail. Now, the small percent, because see, this shit ain't for everybody. If it was for everybody, then we wouldn't have people to do the things that are done for us when we seek service. We wouldn't have people come in here cleaning up. We wouldn't have people at Jiffy Lube changing oil and Pep Boys changing tires and electricians and plumbers and doormen and Uber Eats people and DoorDash people and all these guys that's riding around on the bicycles doing all this shit whatever they be doing. We wouldn't have none of these people because everybody would be a so-called boss. That's why the percentage is small of people who start businesses that actually become successful. It takes a special individual to start something from scratch and turn it into something very, 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 very successful. Not everybody is awarded that, right? And the people that are awarded that, they have everything that I mentioned, all right? They don't skip any steps. They understand every single thing that comes in. Oprah Winfrey still signs her own checks. Oprah Winfrey still signs her own checks. And you're talking about a lady who's been a billionaire for over 20 years. This lady has been a billionaire for over 20 years. She still signs her own checks. The only thing that comes to a sleeper is a dream. So if you want to sleep all day and wake up in the middle of the day and think you going, all right, let me get up and get on the computer and start finding opportunities, you too late. You know why? Because it's a dog that's already been up since 3, 4 in the morning, probably never went to sleep, that already got that shit. Already got that shit. You sleep. You pussyfooting around. You planning your ass. You laid up under a chick, or you a woman, you laid up under a man. You doing all the wrong things that's not benefiting you. And you know what? You know deep down in your heart, this ain't for you. You know it ain't for you. You know deep down it ain't for you. You know you don't have the ability to do what's best for you. You know you don't have that shit in you to get it out the mud and be a dog. You know deep down in you that you want to drink and smoke weed and party and run up behind bras or run up behind dudes or whatever the case may be. You know you don't technically want to be out over the road for 30 and 45 days at a time. You know deep down if you want to get into the moving, you don't want to be sweating and lifting for 13, 14 hours a day or have to go cross country and do long distance moves. You know if you get in the final mile, you really don't want to be lifting this shit. You know if you get into curbside, you really don't want to get up that early in the morning to have to be at a facility to load your truck and not understanding, because with this type of work, there is no end time. The job is done when the job is done. You don't know when your route is going to be complete. Your stops are going to fluctuate day to day. You don't know how many stops you're going to get from today to tomorrow, what the stops entail, what the traffic may look like. You may get stuck on the highway. It might be a rollover. You may be stuck there for hours. You know this. So why waste your time? Don't waste your time. Let the guys that putting everything else on the back burner, that's putting everything else on the back burner and putting a business right there under the good Lord, leave that for them. Let them handle that. They're gonna take care of that for you. You go, go to Indeed. Don't put in box truck independent contractor. Don't put in box truck owner operator. Put in a Home Depot cashier. Put in McDonald's or put in apprentice opportunities, vocational opportunities. Figure something out where you can go and get a 9 to 5, because that's probably going to suit you a little bit better. And this is just 100% facts. You're not willing to sacrifice. And that's just the bottom line. So, when you come up on my platform and you talking crazy, talking about you want to put people in a truck and in 2 months and all that shit, I'm going to continue to tell you the same shit. It's not going to happen. And y'all that don't know because somebody else done told you you can go do this, do that, and get a laptop and have people run these trucks, and you just going to sit back and collect money, that's not going to happen. So I implore you to go do that so that you can end back up on my platform, and then we're gonna hold you accountable in front of the whole community, and you're gonna have to sit there and take it so that you can get the coaching and the right direction to get you right back on track. And that's how we're gonna do that. That's exactly how we're gonna do that. You know, you think you're gonna sit on a beach in Miami with a laptop and manage box trucks? Bullshit. 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 All right. Shout out to Paul Smith, Kevin Burge, DJ Starboy, Noah, Q. Tell me why, bro. Tell you why what? Tell you why what? Tell you why what? Tell you why what, Q? I want to get into the box truck business. Tell you why what? Tell you why that I just told you what I was saying. You must have came in late. You got to watch the replay. Let's get the Greek guy out of here. Whatever this, yeah, get him out of here, please. Okay. Well, you got to watch the replay, bro. I don't know what you asking me. Tell you why? What? Tell you why? What? So when I start cooking, man, I cook. I don't remember half the shit. If I'm cooking, I have to see on the replay. I'm just going off experience, man. I'm just telling you, everything that I talk is off experience. Everything I talk is off experience. I got a lot of years of experience in this business. A lot of years. A lot. Probably out of all the box truck content creators, I probably got the most. And I'm not saying that as a flex. I mean, the journeys are all, documented. And I haven't heard anybody say they've been in business pretty much prior to the pandemic outside of Kirk and I think Midwest maybe the year before the pandemic. Everybody else came in during the pandemic. So, and I ain't a shot. I'm just keeping it a buck. And I've showed the proof. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my experience is and this is why so many people that listen to me have success. This is why when I go live, man, Mark, I tried that method, man, bro. I wish I would have listened to you sooner, man. Man, you saved me. You did this, man. You right, man. I transitioned from this, man. It's different, man. I'm making this much money, that much money. I'm doing this, I'm doing that because it's experience. I know what this industry is like prior to a pandemic. I know what it's like during the pandemic. The pandemic wasn't the first economical disaster that I seen being in business. I came in to the industry during an economical disaster. It's just that particular economical disaster benefited me. The housing market crash benefited me. You see what I'm saying? So I know I've seen shit happen. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, man. Whenever there's blood in the street, it's opportunity. It's opportunity. It's opportunity out here right now. It's just a lot of people are not taking advantage of it. They're looking over it because they distracted by shit like P. Diddy and Cassie. That's what it is. A lot of people get distracted by dumb shit. They get distracted by shit like P. Diddy and Cassie and all this other Drewski and what's the broad name? What's this broad name? This girl name? That shit. All this dumb shit that's not gonna benefit for you. First thing I'm doing when I wake up in the morning, I'm looking at the bread. I'm looking at the markets. I'm trying to see what's going on. Where do I need to do? Do I need to move this here? Do I need to move that there? Do I need to increase this? Oh, okay. NVIDIA's earning call is today. We finna go live stream. We finna listen to the earning calls and for the live stream. Why? Because I got a lot of money in Fetch AI. Listen, I made so much money in Fetch AI, bro. I've made so much money in that a year, and it's fast because I've documented it on the channel. Because I was talking about this last year when it was less than 10 cents. Only a few people caught it and bought in. Only a few people. Only a few people. And those people have made 5 figures on their way to 6 figures. One is at 6 figures already. And these are facts. So if I'm telling people what I'm doing last year, and we already got people that just heard me and they just went and did it and then came back on the slide. See, these people, you'll never see them in the chat. They won't say that. They hit me on the back end on the low ski. Yo, send me a screenshot, man. I heard you talk about that fetch. I went and bought it, man. I'm up like 60 grand on that mark, man. I owe you, big dog. I owe you. So this is what a business owner is doing. We're not looking at and chasing shit that's not best for us. We looking to find the next opportunity, right? You looking to find the next opportunity. I told people books to read. One of the books was the 4-Hour Work Week. The 4-Hour Work Week is going to give you the information you need to work your active job, your active income, your active business, so that ultimately you can diversify that active income into more streams of passive income, other businesses where your money is working for you, so that you don't have to continue to go out here and you know and that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Some people just like to grind. You got restaurateurs and other industry people where they have family businesses that they pass down from generation to generation, where they just want to be active in the field. I didn't want to be active in the field. You know what I'm saying? After so many years, I said, nope, I'm going to set me an exit strategy and I'm going to start diversifying so that I can buy my time back, but yet and still make a shit ton of money. You know what I'm saying? So to each his own, right? So you have to start playing that. And this is why it's very instrumental, before I get up out of here, that you do what's best for you and your business and not let people take advantage of you, because you have to keep that in mind as well. At the end of the day, you are your business owner. You have to buy into your own 401k. You have to set your own self up for retirement. And a lot of people ain't doing that. A lot of people ain't doing that. A lot of people ain't even paying themselves right. A lot of people is robbing from the business. When is it going to come a time when you're going to do shit right so that one day you can retire? Some people that's running ain't going to never be able to retire because they ain't going to have nothing to retire on. And these is facts. What's going on with the queue? I own 10 semis. Nah, bro. I'm asking because he's in business with bot. I came in late. 10 semis. I have Hino 2009 268 miles. Appreciate you, C. Simmons. A dispatcher company, would you be able to help me? So, Donald, I've never done dispatching a day in my life. I'm 50% for dispatching to small owner operators, 50% against it. It all depends on where that particular individual is at in their journey as a business owner. Anybody that follows me know I'm heavy on margin, because I understand what it takes to be successful, and a lot of people don't. And I just think 10%. And I know you're this, but I'm just keeping it a buck with you. So I kind of steer more intermediate and advanced people away from dispatching, because that 10%, that can help increase their bottom line. But newer owner operators who don't have relationships, I kind of say you might want to look into dispatching, because if you can find a dispatcher that has relationships with brokers who work with new carriers, that's pretty much the only time I advise people to go with a dispatcher. But I can't really help you build that dispatching business, because never in my life have I ever dealt with a dispatcher. Never. I work 12-hour shifts and it's hard to do side hustle, earn money, especially when I help take care of my 2 kids. Well, those are situations, you know what I'm saying? And I've spoken on that before too. Everybody starts their business journey at different points in their life. Some people, and I'm not saying this is you, I'm just using an example. Some people fuck off their 20s and 30s and they late to the party and start in their 40s. Some people start a family, early and then decide to go on their business journey. I was a person who always had an entrepreneurial spirit, uh, didn't have any kids, focused on the business, put the business before everything. Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Everything but God. And I sacrificed building a family. I was supposed to be married twice. Um, I probably should have started building a family in my 30s, but I didn't because I focused on building a business because I'm money hungry and I was chasing success and this, that, and the third, and I'm still doing it. But now I'm in a point where I have more time on my hand, where I can actually have the money where I don't have to go out because my money is working for me, and I can have a family right now because I have the time to raise them. We can do all the things that anybody else is doing, except I would be here. I can drop the kids off. I can pick them up. I can do whatever, I during the summer break, I'm here in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody's situation is different. This is why I encourage the young guys that watch the channel, especially the guys that are in their 20 and 30s. Yo, y'all don't have the luxury to fuck around in your 20s no more, like back in my generation. All right, back in my generation, you could find yourself in your 20s. You ain't got that luxury no more. You need to get it out the mud in your 20s, right? And hey, listen, if you start early in your 20s, work hard all through your 20s and through most of your 30s, you'll be set for life if you do what you're supposed to do. Delay your gratification, work really, really hard, do the things that's best for you and not the things that's not. Appropriate your money, your income that's coming in, right? That you're paying yourself the right way, invest in other business. Your business is successful, allow your business to invest in other business. I've always kept a portfolio, and my business has a portfolio. Your business can acquire other businesses. You don't have to necessarily build out a diversified asset portfolio as an individual. You can have one as an individual, and then your business can have one. Hell, you never know. You might be dollar cost averaging in, your business may be dollar cost averaging into other businesses, and that revenue that you may make more revenue on your business may make more revenue on its investments than the actual revenue that the business is generating itself. Man, see, man, it's a lot of shit, boy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, boy. Like, man, there's so many ways you can do this shit out here. And I don't even talk about that shit because we still trying to get people to understand cost per mile. I can't tell people how to, man, how much your business making, how much your cash flow. Boom. Now take 5% of that cash flow, invest it into this, and this. And dollar cost averaging, let that shit compound throughout the tenure of your business. You catch some shit hot. Look at NVIDIA this year. Look how that shit ran up this year. What have you been dollar cost averaging in? Every single day, 5% of your profit margin. Depending on how many shares you made, NVIDIA probably would have made you more money this year. Your business, investing in another business, probably would have made you more money than the gross revenue that your business is bringing in. Man, come on, man. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing, man. Mark, what happened to the guy with the store you used to work for back in the day? So he sold the store. He's a substitute teacher now. He's a substitute teacher. He used to watch the channel. I don't think he watches anymore. He shot a few business ideas. So when he left, obviously I came. You know what's crazy? I didn't even say. It's so many. Like, I could really do multiple parts to that montage. So when he sold the store, he actually came and worked for me. He worked for me for a little while because when I left in 2010 and 4 years later, he came to my yard and he saw all my trucks. He saw the yard, saw our warehouse. Obviously, he was amazed and he wanted to, get into trucking. So he worked for me for a little while. He's an Arab, so he didn't just say, all right, I'm gonna go borrow some money from my rich dad who owns a bunch of corner stores. He said, well, I want to work and learn the business. So he worked for me for a little while to learn the business, but he realized that it was a lot of work. He's an Arab. They're merchants. Arabs at that time, you have Arabs in trucking, and Arabs do a lot of things now, but during that time period, Arabs, and they still are, but they were merchants. They're merchants by nature. So coming up in a family where his father owned a bunch of grocery stores and then he started clothing stores, that labor intensive industry, that wasn't him. But he did work for me for a while to learn the business, and he set out to try more businesses. He bought some commercial property, so he does have some commercial property. He tried some other businesses, but he could never catch the success that he had from the cell phone and clothing. And you guys that are old enough to remember, those selling clothing stores, they kind of faded out. That store is still open, but people don't buy prepaid phones anymore. This is back when you had to have good credit and shit like that. So there was a certain um, demographic that could only get prepaid phones, but now anybody can get his phone. So that whole business model kind of died out. And then the urban fashion, no one really wears urban fashion anymore. You have people do it, but now it's high-end fashion. You got the brokers of the brokers. You'll catch them down at Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus, scraping up $600-700 together to go get a Versace or a Louis Vuitton belt. Ain't no more academics and a Nietzsche and academics and Artful Dodger and what was some of the other shit that was urban fashion during the mid 2000s? Jordan Craig and all that shit that was popular. Man, that shit is for the birds. Like these shorties is out here wearing, but they Balenci'd up, they Dior'd up, B22, B23, they Louis sneakered up, skater sneaker, Louis State skater sneakered up, they Gucci, they Louis belted up. So that shit is just, so he's a substitute teacher now. Sean John, right? All that shit is for the birds. So he's a substitute teacher now. He's a substitute teacher now. The problem is the young generation don't give a fuck. They rely on their parents and family to get them out of trouble or buy things for them. Yeah, and that's why you see so many boomers and Generation X dipping into their savings and dipping into their retirement to take care of these late millennials and early Gen Z kids, because they go and get the degrees and they get the decent jobs, but they don't spend the money on the shit that they're supposed to spend it on. They want to live, work, and play in the same areas, right? And the areas where they work in, they really can't afford to live in. And this is where mom and dad come in to help them pay that $4,000, $5,000 rent for a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 600 square foot apartment, because it's on the 50th floor and they got a good view of the city and the Chicago River or Lake Michigan, but they really can't afford it. But they'll take their money and then they'll go to Nobu and all these fancy restaurants so they can take fucking pictures for their Instagram so they can look like they're living the life of Raleigh, when really they ain't got a pot to piss in nor a window to throw the shit out of. And that view that you're catching when they're in their apartment, daddy's paying for it. How do I know? I owned a moving company. The last 3 years when I was out on the truck and I was going to those moves in these downtown high rises all around the area where I live in, mommy and daddy would be there. They would pay for the move, and they would always have a story about how they're paying the rent. Hopefully, I agreed to pay the rent for the first year. Hopefully, she saves up enough money this first year. She's got a job, and hopefully she saves or he saves up enough money, because I can't continue to pay $4,000 a month. You guys are already charging me for this move, and now I got to pay for her rent or his rent for the next year. He could have easily moved into one of these other little communities in the city and got a 1-2 bedroom for $1,100 a month, but they don't want to live in those communities, not because they're bad. There's some good communities, in different scattered throughout the city, but they want to live, work, and play. They want to live in the area with all the fine dining, with all the attraction, with all the restaurants, with all the shit, and this, that, and the third, because they want to be in the center of everything. But it takes time to get to that point. And this is why so many parents are dipping into their money to take care of these spoiled brats. So you got it right. Does it matter as a newbie to start the box trucking in the winter or the summer, or is it guaranteed to get work? Depends on the lane. You can get work all year long. The slowest months for OTR, middle mile is January and February. All right. Final mile is pretty consistent throughout the year. Moving season starts end of March all the way to the end of September, beginning of October. So OTR is pretty much consistent. You know, it has its ups and downs, but there's always going to be freight. Now, depending on how you come into your business is going to determine the opportunities that are going to be afforded to you based on what your cost per mile is, you know. But the slowest months will be January and February. You can start a business at any time as long as you understand what you're investing into. You should be all right. I invest on a personal side, but never thought about doing business portfolio as well. Yep, talk with Walt. You definitely can do a business portfolio. Businesses acquire businesses all the time. BlackRock is a business. BlackRock is a business. Grayscale is a business. And their business is to acquire other businesses. Your business, my business is owned. Any account we had, if it was a publicly traded company, we own stock. The short period when we was with XPO, I had XPO stock. You better believe it. Might as well. I'm running for the company, right? I got an account with the company. So I believe in it to some point until I didn't no more, until I walked away from it. And when I walked away from it, shortly after that, I sold the stock. I didn't have an interest in it anymore. So, but let me because I said I was going to stream this earnings call. Let me get out of here. But you know, I'm gonna try to do these little cooking with Marks. Somebody told me to call it that, cooking with Marks. I'm gonna try to do them every day, and it'll probably be easier for me to do this because I could just grab the phone and do it. I don't have to go in the studio and set all that shit up and schedule it and all that shit. And yeah, this is easier. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do at least one of these a day. And they took over my Ameritrade account, so I went through them first. I went to Charles Schwab. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do one of these a day and have a different topic. All right. So I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all go out there and be profitable. All right. Peace. Oh, and if you're a member, I should be on the other side shortly. Peace.